Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, fantastic. You know what's going on this weekend?
What's that?
National Cookie Day.
Ah.
And where do I have... Oh, here it is. Look what I got here. We're going to be giving away some cookies.
Okay.
It's actually a certificate to go to the store and get cookies. And it's even better than cookies.
Are they cookies? Aren't they ice cream?
I was going to say, it's even better than cookies. It's 2 cookies with ice cream in the middle. So, an ice cream sandwich made with 2 delicious Mad Mini cookies. Going to be giving those away, and we'll tell you how to win right now. Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Go there and sign up to win. And be listening to get some details on that and to celebrate National Cookie Day. It's going on this weekend. Coming up here in a bit, we've got that guest. Mobile phones have 18 times more bacteria than toilet handles. That's not good to know. That's kind of sad.
I think we've talked about that several times, that they're grosser than toilets.
And one other thing, Californians may claim to hate SUVs, but they're learning to hate hybrids even more because hybrids give an exact readout of mileage, and many buyers are obsessed with saving gas or driving slower, and it boosts mileage. For instance, dropping from 80 to 65 makes you go from 35 miles an hour to 46 miles an hour. A lot of motorists are upset because, and I quote, these idiot hybrids are clogging up the carpool lane going 65 when there are drivers behind them that want to go 75.
Yeah.
So
I could see
there
that.
you go. Get out of the carpool lane then if you're going to go slow. So there you go. Coming up, we got some special stuff this weekend we'll tell you all about in a bit.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today,
Thought
John?
you'd never ask. It's, well, actually, we'll give you a whole darn weekend. Saturday, December the 3rd is Bartender Appreciation Day, Earmuff Day, or Chester Greenwood Day. I'm not sure why it's one or the other. International Day of Persons with Disabilities, National Rhubarb Vodka Day on Saturday,
Ooh.
and Skywarm Recognition Day. So I don't know what that is.
I've never
either.
had rhubarb vodka.
Nor have I. We should try some.
It'd be a good day to have rhubarb vodka.
And Sunday, December the 4th is National Cookie Day. We already mentioned that. And our Facebook page, you can win some cookies right now. National Dice Day, World Wildlife Conservation Day, Xterra Trail Running Championship Day as well. So all of that. Well, we've got another moment. Did I mention you could win cookies?
You did.
All right. Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Would you like to lose weight? You could wait till New Year's to make a resolution, but most people that do that are done with them in a few weeks. No, they don't hit their goal. They just give up. If you struggle to keep your weight where you'd like it, maybe you should consider hypnosis. Many people have amazing results with hypnosis, and it's not as expensive as you think. We have a special weight loss hypnosis program for just $60 at radiosavings.com. Hypnosis can help reduce the cravings that cause you to overeat. Learn more about this special hypnosis weight loss system from Extreme Power Hypnosis at radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. Have you ever noticed nowadays that athletes, like children athletes, have probably more sportsmanship than the adults that are at the games? Like the kids are actually better than the parents in the stands. Have you noticed this?
Well, that doesn't take... I mean, the parents are ridiculous.
Oh,
I'm
well,
one of those parents,
And I
by
gotta
the
tell
way.
you,
I'm
I know.
terrible.
When our daughter was in basketball for, 3 weeks? Something like that? It was a little more than that, but thank goodness she didn't stay in basketball because it was embarrassing to go to the games with Heidi. Heidi, who knows nothing about basketball, she's like yelling at our daughter while she's playing. She's like, box her out! I'm like, where did you even hear that? Like, do you even know what you're talking about?
I have no clue what I'm
Like,
talking about.
Punch her out.
I
I'm
was
like, no,
the
you got it
loudest
wrong.
mom in the stands. But I wasn't belligerent to other children. Like,
No.
I was only that way to my own child.
Yeah. Well, the final game of Brazil's most important soccer championship, but the game would not begin. You want to know why?
Why?
One team refused to take the field. What's worse is the reason they refused to take the field. It turns out that the opposing team accidentally sat on the home team's bench, and the home team refused to come out if they couldn't sit on their own bench. The game started a half hour late because of this.
Wow.
Yeah, so the grown-ups wouldn't act like grown-ups. If that would have been a bunch of kids, they would have played and they'd have been happy because, hey, we get to play soccer, we get to have fun. But these were the adults, and they weren't acting like adults, they were acting like children. But we can't really say that anymore. Now, when children are not behaving, we can say, you are acting like adults.
Yeah.
Stop acting like adults.
Quit telling them to grow up.
Yeah, grow up and be a better kid. So, anyway, that happened in Brazil. So the good news is it doesn't only happen here. It happens in other places, too. And you know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again,
844-204-1055.
and this is your brain on drugs, although this could have been your moment of duh. Take a listen to this. Malaysia's Ao Chang Fat was recently pulled over for... Ao Chang Fat, that's the guy's name in Malaysia, was pulled over for... he was pulled over and feared that he had a little too much to drink. So he tried to bribe the officer. He handed him $15 and said, hey, how about we just forget this breathalyzer and you can keep this $15? And apparently that's not enough. The cop said, no. So he said, I need you to blow in this thing. He blew. He did the breathalyzer, and guess what, Heidi? He wasn't too drunk to drive, but he got a $300 fine
For trying to bribe a police
on
officer.
corruption charges. He was within legal limit to drive, so he actually would not have gotten in any trouble whatsoever if he had done that first.
What an idiot.
So, yeah, this Ao Chang Fat got to pay a $300 fine rather than his little $15 bribe. Coming up, we've got your moment of duh.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh. Scott Schmitz of Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, stole 5,619 quarters from Buggy Bath Car Wash. So it's a coin-operated car wash filled with quarters.
Okay.
He stole 5,619 of them. A week later, he was arrested. Guess why?
Why?
He didn't have a job, but he went to a car lot, tried to purchase a car with buckets of quarters.
Ah.
Yeah, they called and said, hey, remember that car wash that was robbed and all those quarters were missing? I think it might have been Scott Schmitz. He was just in here with buckets of quarters. So, yeah, there you go.
That's not very smart.
No, that's why he's a part of our moment of duh.
You think he could have gone anywhere and exchanged those quarters for...
Yeah. Well, or here's a better idea. Don't steal a bunch of stuff. That's
Well,
better.
yeah, but, I mean, if you're gonna, don't be an idiot.
Well, that's what happens when your brain is on drugs. Oh, wait, no, that was the last break. This is your moment of duh. But they were both pretty stupid. Coming up, your scoop of the day.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now your scoop of the day. Utah has recently been named America's most charitable state in Utah. That's pretty cool. Sadly, Jill Stein and Hillary Clinton are asking for a recount. They're not really. Hey, you know what we missed this week?
What?
Tuesday was Giving Tuesday.
Oh.
So there's a lot of holidays that happen in a short amount of time. Because you had, last Wednesday was Hanksgiving, Tom Hanks Day. And then it was Thanksgiving Thursday. And then Black Friday. And then Shop Small Saturday was 1 week ago. And then, what was Sunday of last week? Is there a special thing for that?
I don't think so.
Maybe not. So then Monday was Cyber Monday. And then Tuesday was Giving Tuesday. And I missed it completely.
We gave on Tuesday. We gave my dad some crap.
Hey, there we go. That does work. So we did do that. But after the Black Friday and Cyber Monday retail hangover, a lot of people like to do something charitable. So Tuesday was the day. If you missed it like I missed it, do something charitable today. How's that sound? Don't forget to use your gift cards either. Did you receive a gift card last Christmas? Did you use it? There's a 1 in 5 chance you have not. Yeah, 19% of gift cards from last Christmas have still not been used.
That is insane.
It is.
Why would you not use them?
Well, because you probably forgot that you had them.
I use mine like the second I get them. They don't even have... I hardly get them out of the envelope when I'm out shopping.
Like, thank you very much for whoever gave that to me. I threw the card away. I'm going now. See you later. Dump the old Christmas lights. Seriously, do it. Decorating with those old bulbs. You're supposed to switch to LED lights this holiday season and never look back, according to Money Magazine. 10 strands running 8 hours a day for a month is only going to cost you 72 cents versus $7.20 even for the mini bulbs. And if you've got the big bulbs, cha-ching! So they're saying go out and spend $900 on lights.
So you can save $6.48.
Okay, so
that is ridiculous.
Heidi's like, I don't know if you got the math right on that, but it's probably right.
I don't think I got the math
She's
right.
like Rain Man when it comes to saving money. $6.48, definitely save, definitely. All right, a drunk tried to swallow his keys. Russian man pulled over on suspicion of drunk driving. He had admitted that he had way too much to drink. They were working on the paperwork to confiscate the car, and the man put his keys in his mouth and tried to swallow them. One officer, fearing the man's life, tried to retrieve the keys, but then he bit him. After putting on gloves, then he could actually get his hand in there and pull those things out. So the guy was choking on his keys trying to swallow them.
What a dummy.
You'll never get my car. Yeah, because tow trucks around here are going to be really hard to get. The latest international report shows the U.S. still lags behind other countries in the study of science and math. So there you go.
Yeah.
According,
I did not need. I've seen my daughter's grades. I knew that those were the two areas. Everything else she's doing great. Those two in particular,
so
not so hot.
Do you think we're in the top half or the middle half or the bottom half? Or is that a bad math joke? See what I did there? All right. Hey, this is a good time for a job hunt. If you think the holidays are a time to slack off when you're trying to find a job, you are wrong. Think again. According to an executive from a career consulting firm, Career Potential, whatever that is, they say it's a big mistake to take the holidays off from your job search. They say this is a real time of opportunity because a lot of your competitors...
A lot of people are taking the time off.
They're taking the time off. So if you're the only one that's calling and saying, hey...
this would be the time to say,
you know what I would like for Christmas?
I want to work.
A job with you.
Yep.
So there you go. Get out there and find the job of your dreams. And they say this is a good time to do it. Patagonia donated 10 million...
What is Patagonia?
I believe it's a clothing company. Patagonia?
Oh, sounds like a venereal disease.
Portion of today's program not brought to you by Patagonia. Thank you, Heidi. They promised to donate all their profits from their Black Friday sale to an environmental organization. So how much did they rake in to give out that day? $10 million. The high-end outdoor apparel company said it's astounding. Total sales were 5 times our own expectations. And they donated $10 million. All of it. All of their profits that day. To, who did they donate it to? John and Heidi Small. Wow, that's us.
That's generous.
No, that wasn't to us.
I apologize for the venereal disease comments.
No, they donated it to, it doesn't say who they donated it to. Probably the Patagonia Corporation. I'm just teasing. I think it's really nice that they did that. And this has been your Scoop of the Day.
John and Heidi.
We just wrapped up one of the most contentious elections in the history of our nation. Some are excited about the outcome, others not so excited. We want to remind you that we're still one nation, under God, indivisible. We've made it through many things, and we'll make it through this too. Let's do it together. At PoliticalStorm.com, we've been covering this election from both sides, and we want to thank the many contributors that have helped make that possible. We also invite you to become a contributor too with a free blog. Let's share all of the reasons to come together and unify as a nation. Share your voice at PoliticalStorm.com.
John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We got a special guest right now. We're going to be talking about something that's kind of cool. I'm actually excited about this. This weekend, we've got a special day, National Cookie Day. So right now, we're talking with Julia. She's from MadMinis. Julia, how you doing?
I'm doing so well. Thanks, John. How are you?
Fantastic. National Cookie Day. That's kind of a day that we should all celebrate, isn't it?
You know, it's hard not to. I think it's probably one of my favorite holidays of the year.
And this is a day that you got to celebrate the right way. National Cookie Day, you got to celebrate with cookies, right?
Of course.
You guys have some really delicious cookies, the MadMinis. Now, these are ice cream sandwich cookies, right?
That's right. So our Mad Mini ice cream cookie sandwiches are 2 chocolate wafers sandwiching either chocolate ice cream, vanilla ice cream, black raspberry, and then we've got our blondie version that's with vanilla ice cream and vanilla wafers. So it's, double the cookies plus a little ice cream.
Which one is the most popular of all of those?
I think probably our classic chocolate cookies with vanilla ice cream, but I don't know if I have a favorite. They're all they're all pretty delicious.
All right. Very good. And now National Cookie Day, this is something that's been going on for a long, long time. How long has MadMinis been around?
So MadMinis is actually a rather new player in the ice cream space. We have been selling our ice cream cookie sandwiches for a little over a year. So we started last year.
Very nice. So if there's somebody listening that says, well, I haven't heard of those yet, that's okay. You still have time to learn about them, right?
That's right.
And now, where is MadMinis based? Where are you guys located?
So we're out in the great state of Massachusetts, right outside of Boston, and we have a lot of tradition out here, though the National Cookie Day, I think, is probably celebrated even more out by you all.
Oh, gotta love cookies.
Absolutely.
When we had connected about getting together, we were saying, well, this would be a fun thing to talk about, National Cookie Day, of course. And then you guys said, hey, would you like us to send you some cookies to give away? I was like, oh, well, of course we would. So I've got a little coupon here for free MadMinis cookies to give away, and we're going to be giving those away. So at the end of the program here, we'll tell people how to win those. But thank you very much for sending those over. That was really nice. We got several of these to give away.
Fantastic. I hope your listeners can pick some up for their holiday parties and, for treats for after school for the kids. They're just a great ice cream treat without any artificial ingredients, made with real ice cream. Just really wholesome, delicious little treat, and only 60 calories each. So, if you're going to celebrate Cookie Day.
Exactly. What better way to celebrate National Cookie Day, which, by the way, is December the 4th, right?
That's right. Yep. So it's Sunday, December the 4th.
Sunday, December the 4th, National Cookie Day. So you want to celebrate the right way. Now, where can people find these? The MadMinis, are they kind of everywhere, or they're just in select retailers? Or?
Well, just like we were talking earlier that we have started about a year ago, it's taking us a little bit to get out there on shelves, but you guys are lucky. You've got Heidi in Sioux Falls area, and the MadMinis ice cream would be in your ice cream novelty section at the Heidi stores.
Very nice. So be sure to look for those in the ice cream novelty section. And it's I got to admit, I have not had them yet. I'm going to go check them out. So I'll celebrate National Cookie Day myself as well and get out and enjoy these. MadMinis, real ice cream, mini ice cream sandwiches. And there are 2 cookies with ice cream sandwiched in between them, which, how could you go wrong? That's all good stuff, right?
Absolutely. And what we're excited about is that there's no junk inside, no artificial colors, no high fructose corn syrup. It's made with real sugar and real milk.
Very nice.
You can feel good about these little 60-calorie treats.
That is fantastic. And again, I've got some certificates here that we're going to give away. Now, this is something that they can take to any of their local retailers that carry them. Is that right?
Anybody that carries the MadMinis, yep. And if they don't have them in your store, you can always request it. We have a request letter on our website, or you can just ask the store manager. Fantastic.
So if you win one of these certificates, if they don't have them, just talk to the store manager and say, hey, can you get these? And that would help too. Very good. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us, Julia.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having us on. And
definitely. Happy National Cookie Day to you.
To you as well. Enjoy, and be sure to eat a cookie with breakfast, lunch, and snacks. I think it's the one day of the year where you can just go all out with.
I will have cookies for breakfast, lunch, and dinner on Sunday. How's that sound? I would do that every day of the year, actually. I like cookies. So, National Cookie Day, Sunday, December the 4th, and you can celebrate by winning some cookies. And I'm going to tell you where to go to win those cookies. We've got a link on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. And that link will take you directly to a place to sign up to win. And they're called MadMinis. And we've got several of these. So register. Tell your friends about it too, because there's a lot to give away. Tell your friends. And again, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Julia, thank you so much.
Thank you, John. Have a great day.
You do the same, Julia. Again, let's celebrate together National Cookie Day, Sunday, December the 4th. If you'd like to win some free cookies from the John and Heidi Show, go to facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Are you ready for duel? Kyle Dowling on guitar, Brett Gunderson on bass, Sam DeVito on drums, and frontman Dual Shane.
Gotta keep rocking, gotta keep sucking, bringing it down like rain.
Dual's new single just hit iTunes and it's selling fast. Get your copy now.
When you're locked in chains and you feel no pain, Supernova gonna get you too.
Their first single, Supernova, is available now for less than $1. Learn more and find a direct link to buy Supernova at facebook.com/dualrocks.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Earth, the planet that we're on right now, it's the only planet in our solar system that's not named after a pagan god.
I knew that.
Every other planet named after a pagan god.
Our son told me that.
Yeah. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
It's against the law to tie a giraffe to a telephone pole or to a street lamp in Atlanta, Georgia.
Does
Against
Atlanta
the law.
have a lot of giraffes?
I don't
wandering
know.
around?
They must have had some sort of big problem with that at one point. So you cannot tie your giraffe to a telephone pole or to a street lamp in Atlanta, Georgia. You have to tie that giraffe to a tree.
Wouldn't it be more cruel to tie a giraffe to like a bike stand? Because then they'd have to stoop.
Yeah, that would be bad. The things that you think. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The Angel Falls in Venezuela are 20 times taller than Niagara Falls.
Really?
I've never seen either of those.
Me either.
And the only falling I see is when
But
my
if you're
wife...
going to go to one, go to the taller one.
Yeah, only falling I see is when my wife over here is drunk, and there's a lot of falling. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Circulomortable hematoma is a really fancy way of saying you have a black eye.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't make it to work today. Why not? I have circulomorbital hematoma. Oh, wow, you better stay home then.
Okay.
It's just a black eye. That's all it is. Couple of fun facts for you for a weekend.
John and Heidi.
This is the world's first and only 7-time lottery game grand prize winner. Since I endorsed Lottolicious, I have won something every single draw. When you join, you'll be giving them the set of numbers that you want them to play, and that's what they will play for you. You don't have to worry about running to the store to buy your tickets. They take care of all that. So if you're looking for the best way to play the lottery, go to RadioLottoPool.com and join today. Again, that's RadioLottoPool.com.
John and Heidi.
All right, we just finished one big turkey holiday, but we've got another big turkey holiday coming up. A lot of people have turkey at Christmas time, too.
You know what? I want to say something about our last break.
What do you want to say?
You were talking about black eyes.
Yeah.
I've never had a black eye.
No
Not
kidding?
once.
Oh.
It's not for lack of trying. I've never had a bloody nose either.
Are you serious?
Yeah, never in my life.
I can't even count the number of black eyes and bloody noses I've had. Now, all of those by the time I was about 15, by the way. So after a certain amount of time, I decided I'm going to just quit getting in fights.
Yeah, like I said, it's not from lack of trying. It's not like I bite my tongue to keep from offending people. I've just never had a black nose or a black nose, black eye or a bloody nose ever.
That's good to know.
Yeah,
All right.
I just think it's an interesting fact.
It is indeed. And it also took up half of this break, which is fantastic. Dee Morrison has a bunch of kindergartners in Howells, Nebraska. We used to live near Howells, Nebraska. 25 kindergarten students that she talked to, and they asked about what you need to do to prepare a turkey dinner.
Oh, I like these questions. These are adorable.
Are so darn cute, and I wish I had time to get to more of them, but instead we found out that Heidi doesn't ever get black eyes or bloody noses. So the good news is, since we wasted all of that time, we are going to do this a little bit later in the program, but I'll give you one right now. Derek said, well, you have to pet him, and you have to hold him, and you have to feed him, and then you cut stuff up and get the meat. Then you have to throw the skin in the junk pile and burn it up. Put the turkey in a pan, get the bones out, look at him, just have fun with it, cook it at about 10 minutes, and then pet him and cut him up. So,
yeah, I think that kid might need some therapy.
don't think do not eat his turkey. I'm just saying. It's probably not going to be a very good one. I've got several more.
I will hug him and squeeze him and name him George.
Well, I've got several more. We're going to read through all of those from Mrs. Dee Morrison's kindergartners from Nebraska. We'll read those later in the program. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
When is the last time you changed the air filter on your furnace? Now, don't be embarrassed. That happens to a bunch of us. The furnace filter should be changed often. This will help your heating and cooling system run more efficiently, and it'll even extend the life of your system. Now, there's an easy way to make it happen. Filter Easy. a new subscription service that delivers your size filter right to your door on the schedule you choose. It's easy. Filter easy. One less thing to worry about. Learn about a special offer available now at radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We talked about some kids' turkey recipes from young children, kindergarten students in Nebraska. Jessica said, I'd like to have a turkey party. We'll have chicken turkey. You can cut it up, then we can get Pizza Hut, and I'll play in the dark. Sometimes I ride my bike. Apparently, she was standing in line to get some Ritalin. I'm not exactly sure what that... No, it has nothing to do with making the turkey.
I think
does
she's
it?
just thinking of Thanksgiving, like when her family's over, she gets to go and play outside.
There you go.
And it's dark out, so she was kind of relating the two.
JC says, we butcher it. How do you prepare your Thanksgiving dinner? We butcher it. Take a knife and butcher it. Go down to my grandpa's and butcher it. My mom cooks it for like 10 minutes, then we eat it. Carly says, pull off the feathers, cut him up, bake him, cut all the guts out, then cut the beak off and that red stuff, and cut off his feet. Cook him for like 12 minutes. Set the oven on hot, and then get his bones out. So there you go. Coming up, we got a few more of these. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.
John and Heidi.
And we're going to wrap up our turkey talk now, Heidi.
Okay.
We're going to wrap this up. We've got Cody, who says this is a kindergartner in Nebraska talking about how to make a turkey. No, actually, we just talked about him. Did we? Oh, yeah. He says butcher it. He was the one that was talking about butchering. So Kenny says, get out of the field and kill it with a gun, cook him, and then eat him. Put him in the stove. Put his wings on him. Cook him for 5 minutes. Get corn from the field, too, and eat corn with your turkey.
There you go.
So corn and turkey go well together. AJ says, catch him, kill him, shoot him, or stab him with a knife.
Attaboy.
Cook him for 30 minutes in the stove. And he says, we'll know it's done when the smoke detector goes off. It's like he's cooking with
That's
me.
adorable. Yeah, that is how you cook.
He says, fix pumpkin pie, too, and set a table for all of us. And then the last one we're going to get to is Tila. It says, shoot it and put it into the pickup, drive it home, take the feathers off, put the feathers in a bag, and then we can put them in the ripped pillow at home. Cook the turkey for 45 seconds and fix dip and vegetables. So there you go. 45 seconds. I wonder if she's using a fryer. She must be. There you go. A couple of fun things. That was after Thanksgiving. They were asking how they made their turkey dinner, and I thought that was too darn cute to not share. Coming up, I also have some good news that we're going to share, and much, much more. It's all on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
We just wrapped up one of the most contentious elections in the history of our nation. Some are excited about the outcome, others not so excited. We want to remind you that we're still one nation, under God, indivisible. We've made it through many things, and we'll make it through this too. Let's do it together. At PoliticalStorm.com, we've been covering this election from both sides, and we want to thank the many contributors that have helped make that possible. We also invite you to become a contributor too with a free blog. Let's share all of the reasons to come together and unify as a nation. Share your voice at PoliticalStorm.com.
John and Heidi.
When I was a kid, I thought it would be cool to be a teacher. And then I grew up and was a high school student and realized I don't want to teach these people. These kids are awful. I can't even imagine it. So hats off to all of the teachers out there. I absolutely want to say that before we get to this story.
My class was a delight.
I'll bet it was. I'm sure. I'm sure you were the best student in the class, too.
Actually, I was
pretty
a good
easy.
student.
You were never there.
Right.
When it comes to learning subtraction, sometimes anything goes. What if children learn about subtraction by pretending people die, though? Yeah, listen to this. Teachers are having a difficult time reacting, and they're really trying to reach students, and they'll try to use different methods that they can relate to. And there was for instance here, one researcher at Auckland University in New Zealand found students who had difficulties with mathematics performed much better when the teacher used vivid stories of battle. Struggling math students have been learning how to subtract by imagining soldiers being killed in battle.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's really sad.
Dr. Emmanuel Manolo, director of the university's Student Learning Center, said what students could relate to helped their understanding of arithmetic. So they were struggling to, 200 minus 150, but if they said 200 soldiers and 150 of them are killed, how many are left? They knew that. That's almost like my wife Heidi over here. It comes to math, she's like, I don't get it. But if it's a sale, hey, it's a $10 purse and it's 75% off. How much is that purse?
You know what? I am awesome, though, at teaching subtraction. Yeah. Awesome at it. Especially borrowing.
We're not going to talk about how that story goes because we're out of time.
But I will say, when my son he learned subtraction and I taught him. And then when our daughter a few years later got into borrowing and subtraction, Troy's like, oh, good, you get to learn subtraction from Mom. Can I watch? And he sat in there and watched. She's like 4 years older than her. And he sat and watched.
While she was teaching, she was holding a bottle of wine in one hand and a glass of wine in the other. Talking about borrow money for tacos.
My kids will never, ever forget how to borrow.
We should really do a video on
that. I should.
You should be a tutor, I'm sure. All right. Coming up, we've got some good news. That is on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
Been asking for people to send me their good news, Heidi, and I've got some really good news. And this is just such a neat story. And I notice people are sending stories like this, like touching little stories. And this is actually from a while back.
I just want to see if they can make you cry.
That's probably what it is, too. So it says here, a nurse took a tired, anxious serviceman to the bedside and told the man in the bed, your son is here. She had repeated the word several times. The patient's eyes opened, and they reached over and held the Marine standing there, reached over and held the man's hand. And he stayed there for a long, long time. And the nurse kept coming back and saying, well, if you'd like, you can take a break, and we can sit with him for a while. And he refused each time. And this happened over and over and over until the man passed away. And at the end, they said, we're really sorry that your father passed away. And he said, that was not my father.
Yeah, he's like, I've never seen that man before in my life.
And they said, well, why didn't you say something? And he said, I knew right away there'd been a mistake, but I also knew that he needed his son, and his son just wasn't here. And then she said, well, why are you here? And he said, I actually came here to find a Mr. William Gray. His son was killed in Iraq today, and I was here to inform him. And she said, this was Mr. William Gray. Oh. I'm like, that is pretty crazy.
That is so sad.
So now I don't know if that's a true story. The things that you find on the internet, you just never know.
If it's not true, either way, it's neat. Just the fact that, that story is just neat.
It is a neat story.
That man could pass away without knowing that his son was dead. I think that's a beautiful story.
And again, nice little story. Thank you for sharing that. If you've got neat things that you find on the internet that you think you're going to make me cry. I didn't cry today, but here's why.
Because you cried earlier when you watched it.
I read it like 7 times already. So I worked my way up to it. But if you've got a cool story that you'd like us to share in the good news, send that to us through our Facebook page, where you can also win cookies, by the way, because, this weekend, National Cookie Day is Sunday. So be sure to sign up and see if we can make you a big old winner. And you can send your stuff at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great weekend. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.